Parker Luker King Jr.
All right, Jake, first podcast episode starts now. We're talking about Ted. How do you feel about it?
Fucking 10 out of 10. I think it's closest thing that we will ever get to live action Family Guy, and I'm appreciative of that.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
Appreciative of the 2 seasons that we got. What, like 17 episodes, something like that?
16. I think they were both 8.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
either way, like,
I'm leaning more towards personally that I liked season 1 more.
yeah,
I liked season 2 and it was still funny, but I feel like it's one of those things where I have to grow on it because I did watch season 1 so extensively, like so many times
yeah.
that oh that I just kind of need to watch it more.
Uh-huh.
It had a lot of funny moments though, like
Oh, yeah.
especially in the beginning. Ooh, I thought the later episodes were kind of not as good.
In the first season?
No, in the second season,
Okay.
I was
Oh, you didn't
kind
like the
of
glumps? You didn't like the
no,
glumps? You weren't a fan of the glumps?
I thought the last episode was actually like the better one of the couple.
Yeah. My man, that second to last episode, honestly, it hit me with all the emotions, and I feel like it just it got me the right way where I was like, okay, yeah, this is my favorite all around episode because um you got all the emotions that are very valid because you have family members that don't agree with a certain topic. In this case, it's abortion,
Mm-hmm.
and they're tackling it in a way that Seth MacFarlane has tackled it in before, like in the episode of Family Guy, Terms of Endearment, but in a very very different way. Um, like we've talked about it a bunch of times. Susan's are both of our favorite character.
Yeah, she's great.
She's great. And I told you, like, in that episode, like, because you had walked away for a little bit. I was like, oh man, like, I really enjoyed that episode because there was a lot of things that I did not like in that episode. I was uncomfortable with the fact that they made me dislike Susan. And
Oh, sorry, something funny happened.
oh, you're good.
But yeah,
And it was the fact that it was like the part where she said she wouldn't drive her to the clinic, and it almost drove Blair to tears. I was
mhm,
like, dude, that's real right there. That's
yeah.
real shit right there.
It felt
And
like
then like,
this season had more topical shit that it wanted to cover, and it wasn't
yeah,
just all jokes. Like it
right,
covered the OJ trial, it covered abortion, um, what else? I know there was more. Oh, heart attacks.
yeah, which was
Yeah.
insane. Fucking yeah, the I agree with you. I enjoy the first season as a whole probably more than the second season, but what was it? What episode was that? Season 2, episode 7.
Of what? For which
Uh,
episode?
the one where Blair had the abortion.
Uh, 6.
Okay, yeah, that might be my favorite episode of the entire show. I think everybody
Of
in
the
the
entire show,
episode.
that's your favorite?
Well, it's dude, like I just feel like everybody had their moment in that episode. Like the only takeaway I will have where it was kind of like, oh, well, it's throwing me off, but at the same time, it's not even throwing me off because it's hilarious. Was every time Ted came into the scene wearing the baby clothes or
Yeah, that was funny.
using the fucking tonk, the little tyke.
I liked when he was in the bouncer. That was really funny to me.
Yeah, same. That shit was funny as hell.
But honestly,
Um,
my favorite was probably the uh still in season one, the what's it called?
was it the Halloween
The
episode?
Halloween episode, yeah, with Weird
Yeah,
Will,
Weird Will. Yeah,
which I was glad that he made an appearance in season two, but I feel like he should have been a bigger character. Like just
yeah.
because that
I feel like
episode, like,
he's going to
and,
be.
and barely any Clive too. No Clive
Yeah.
really. He showed up
Oh
for
yeah,
1 second
dude, he had
wearing a
a
fake
cameo.
beard. He was wearing a fake
Yeah.
beard, and that's it. Like I was like, okay, this is not the
I
same.
will say my
We
favorite arc from the first season was the arc with Clive, because that shit was, the whole thing was so funny, and like, you, in instances you actually feel bad for the kid, so it's kind of like, holy fuck, and then they feel bad for him too, and then they actually show that they're not complete monsters.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to me that the like if I had to take anything from that episode from the first season, I find it funny that they took the security guard guy that wanted to be an actor instead of Clive.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
I get it. I get why they did it and what they used him for, but Clive is just funny. And now that they're like kind of friends, I feel like they could have elaborated on that one.
Yeah, I hope they do more with it in the animated show. But they
Yeah,
probably won't, because they said they're done with high school. So it's like,
well, that doesn't mean they have to be done with Clive. This
that's true.
they proved in the last episode of this the live action show in season two that like with that last monologue from Ian McKellen that this does take place in the same universe as the
The
movies.
movies.
So I assume the animated show, it being taking place after uh the second movie, it's just gonna be,
Oh,
encompassing
it's going
all
to
of
be
it.
taking place after the second movie?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
The
that's
thing
kind
that
of disappointing.
the thing that kind of worries me though is that they're saying that Mark Wahlberg is set to reprise his role, and part of me just can't see Mark Wahlberg in a long-term animated show because I
Yeah, but
don't
what
think
is he
he's
doing nowadays? You know what I mean?
exactly, yeah, no, I get that, but I don't know, I don't think he's ever done anything like that. Like, has he ever been in
I'm
any
sure he
kind of
has.
shows or anything long term? I felt like he's always just done movies.
I'm sure he has. I just can't think of it right now. And he's cameoed himself in, I mean, they're only cameos and it is short term and it's different, but he's cameoed in Family Guy a couple times, I'm fairly certain.
Has he?
Yeah. Um, but I'm surprised they don't reference Mark Wahlberg nearly enough in Family Guy. I think they've referenced him like once, and it was in like the earlier seasons.
Is Mark Wahlberg the Magic Mike guy?
No, that's fucking what's his face? Channing Tatum.
Oh, I don't know why I thought that was Mark Wahlberg.
No, a
Yeah, I don't,
completely different dude.
I can't even really name a lot of stuff Mark Wahlberg's been in. Like, what else has he been in? I know he was in wasn't he in The Departed?
Yes, there was a movie called Invincible that he was in. It's a football movie. Um, he he's he started out in a rap group.
Oh yeah, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yeah, and he hates he hates the fact that that is a thing that exists, which I find hilarious. I'm like, well, I mean,
You
you're
did
literally the front
it.
man.
You did it.
Your
Yeah.
name's on it, dude.
I
Um,
personally isn't so his brother Donnie, I always felt like he was a better actor anyways. He was like in Saw 2 and stuff like that. And
that's how I always felt about David Franco. I always felt David Franco was underratedly better than James.
yeah, I think he is too. I think he's
Yeah.
funnier than James Franco. I feel like
Oh
James
my God.
Franco, like in retrospect, when I watch a lot of his stuff, it comes off kind of cringy.
100%. And he plays the same character and everything.
Like
Like
I
he literally,
cannot
like,
stand his character in Pineapple Express. Like that's why I
oh
won't
my
watch
God,
it.
he's terrible in that movie. He's the worst in that movie. I like the movie, but he's the, like, dude, like they literally act out what the fuck I'm doing half the time. Like, so it's like, it's Pineapple Express is one of those perfect stoner movies. They are. Like, it is. Like, I love it. But damn it, James Franco, like, I'm sorry to say, he may only have two good roles. Like
Harry Osborn and
the 127 hours movie.
yeah, the
That movie was
I got my
compelling
arm
as
ripped
fuck.
off movie.
That movie was compelling as fuck. I do like The Interview, but that's only because that movie is like just it's you get thrown through a loop every 5 seconds because they're telling you these ridiculous things. Like first 10 minutes of the movie, not even Eminem comes out as gay.
Yeah.
Fucking there's the famous line where like he's like, you can't trust him. He's a Jew.
Oh fuck.
You can't
Yeah.
trust Aaron. He's a Jew. That shit's so funny.
Well, you know, that's another one
fucking Kim
where
Jong Un looks at him. He's like, "Ew, gross. Thank you."
I was like, I had so much controversy around it
Oh
that
yeah, they
I
got
was just
threatened.
like, I don't. And then when I watched it, I was like, I don't find this funny. I just don't. I
No,
watched it once and I
it's
was like, this is not as funny as the other stuff that I've seen.
yeah,
Like, that movie was pulled from theaters and put on Netflix.
yes,
And,
because they were getting death threats from North Korea.
which, I mean, I guess it's kind of different because back when did that movie come out? Like 2014, 2015?
2014, 2014.
I guess Netflix was already like they were starting to get big, but it wasn't as big as it is now.
No, they were. That's when they got. That's legitimately when they like started blowing the fuck up. Maybe like 2 years before. But it was also around the time when Sony got hacked, and that's why North Korea was like, "Yeah, fuck this movie," because they started getting the leaks of the movie before the movie came out. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, all that shit. Like 2014, like Sony got fucked. They really did. The only
Yeah,
thing that was saving them was the sales of the PS4
which
because
that saved Sony for years to come.
yeah, it's the greatest console to ever be made.
Most successful, I think. Or no, I
Yeah, it
think the
is.
PS it might
No,
be the
it's
PS2
the
still.
PS4. It's actually the PS5, unfortunately.
Uh,
It is actually the PS5 by sheer volume and like sales. Like it's the PS5, which is kind of shocking considering how many people legitimately changed from PlayStation to Xbox, which is
yeah,
weird again
us.
because yeah, literally like all of our friend group except Kyle.
Yeah,
And
which I
I
mean,
still have my
we do.
PS5
Yeah,
and I might play
we
with
all
it
do
every once in a
have
while.
PS5s. I mean, I don't anymore because I sold mine, but like, yeah, I just don't see the appeal of it for one. The thing is fucking
Yeah.
gigantic.
Oh yeah.
It's like six toasters shoved
Oh,
together.
it's an air conditioning unit.
Yeah, it's so fucking
A
obnoxiously
Wi-Fi
big.
modem.
And even the
Like it's
slim one. is fucking
Yeah,
huge too. I can't believe that that show is like $8 to $10 million an episode just because of the bear.
20, 20. It's 20.
Is it?
Well, it's 20. Well, the bear costs about 8 to 10 million. It's 20 million per episode, like in total.
With this animated show, it gives them a lot more creative liberty,
Let's go find this stupid van.
but I don't think that I don't think that it's gonna be, how do I say this? I don't want it to be too overly like Family Guy or American Dad or The Cleveland Show. I want
It's
it to
going to
be
be.
I want
It's
it to
going to be.
be I want it to just feel like an animated version of Ted and that's it. I don't want it to feel
Yeah.
too overly like the others because then what's the point of doing it
Yes. I
at
agree.
all?
Um, I agree. Um, did you know that at one point, fucking Seth MacFarlane was going to do a fucking reboot of the Flintstones?
That sounds like something he would do.
Yeah, it was a passion project of his because it was his favorite show growing up.
Hmm.
Which that,
like a real reboot, or he was gonna do
yeah, like
like a
an
raunchy.
animated, no, like an animated reboot. Like he wanted to do like a real reboot for like kids and shit.
Uh,
Yeah, and the reason why he put that on the back burner was because he did Ted.
and now Ted is like his baby.
Yeah, Ted is legitimately his pride and joy.
He's been working on it
He's
arguably longer than he was with Family Guy, because
Yeah, because
he's been
Family Guy,
working
he
on
was
it.
there until 2011.
Yeah, and I mean, with Ted, it's been since I think he said 2008 is when he started developing it.
Hmm.
So another 2 years, it'll have been 20 years that he's been working on it.
That's absolute. It's kind of ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Because like he hasn't, we like we just said, like he hasn't been a producer for Family Guy since 2010, 2011, and the first Ted movie came out at the end of what, 2012.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that timeline is so perfectly straight and lined up. I mean, and he did an interview, I think it was actually fairly recently, where he was talking about it, and he was like, I haven't been there in quite a while. So, I mean, I have writing teams that have been there since the beginning of the show that I have full confidence in. And I feel like they've steered the ship enough to where we can, have
He
this
doesn't need to
sustained
be there.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and he knows he doesn't need to be there. He comes in, does his lines, gets paid, says hi to everybody he's known for nearly 40 years. Like,
God,
it,
don't say things like
it,
that. Man,
well,
fucking
dude, like, I mean,
I hate
he's
thinking
been
about that.
working with those people since probably 1996, and
I
that's
hate
30 years ago.
I hate thinking about the fact that that was 30 years ago. That's so
Yeah.
obnoxious to me. I mean,
Yeah.
you were born in 99, I was born in 2000, and that's like just annoying to me. But yeah,
Anyways,
I have this disconnect with the show though, with Ted versus the movies,
okay.
because I feel like I like the portrayal of John in the show,
I like the portrayal of John Moore in the show as
but
well.
I feel like it's I don't know how to explain this really. It's like the movies feel so similar but so different. Like from
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg to what's the kid's
Well,
name? Max Burkholder? Is that what it is?
I can't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, Max Burkholder. But yeah, I don't dislike either of them because
No,
Mark
no, they're
Wahlberg
both
obviously
great.
came first. It's like
Yeah, and
just not
they're
the same.
different. They're different things. They're different things. It's like we know the portrayal of Mark Wahlberg is um what Max is or like is basing his portrayal off of.
Yeah,
So
but
like that
he's not doing like I feel like when it comes to the voice is like the only thing he's trying to do like a straight
it's the
on
man it's for sure the
impression
mannerisms
of,
too.
yeah. Like
It's for sure the mannerisms.
he's trying to embody the character while also doing his own thing, and that's part of why I like the show so much more is like it's not a cut and dry copy.
Yeah, I
Um
agree. And I enjoy like I was saying earlier, I enjoy the heartfelt moments of it as well. Like when Susan came out of jail and John apologized and he was
mhm.
like in tears.
Yeah.
Like, dude, could you imagine like having to apologize to your mom about something like that?
Yeah. Well, that was one of the that was one point in season 2 that I was really like kind of I feel like the most emotional part was the episode where I think it was episode 2 um with Mrs. Robichek
Hmm.
and like the side plot with Susan and Maddie where
Yeah,
Susan is basically like depressed and kind of feeling unloved and unsure of her marriage to the point where she
and
starts
very
drinking.
sexually frustrated. Yeah,
Yeah, I just I like I feel like Susan is where the emotional aspect of the show comes through so that it's not all
yeah,
just jokes. Like her and Blair,
right.
I feel like like Blair's like the person that's there for like the
Blair's the logic of
topical
the show.
yeah, the logic and like she's there for like the topical shit. So like anything that needs to be said, she will be the one to say it.
Right.
And then
And that's
Ted and John are just there to fuck around. And Maddie's like it's so funny. Like Susan and
he's
Maddie
the
are
stereotypical father of America.
sadly, yes. But he's they're so polar opposites.
Hmm.
And
And I
it's
love
like
that about their characters.
I think that's why in the first season they kind of had to have that moment where Ted is giving them that interview asking them about like their marriage and everything, and it's like almost like marriage counseling for them.
Hmm.
And they talk about like their first date and everything, and how she was like this smart college girl, and he was just like enamored with her or whatever.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
I really want to know what they're gonna do in the animated show. I hope, I know not everything needs to be explained, but I hope we get an explanation for the different parents in the beginning of the first movie.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I just think it'd
Because
be cool to
it might not
tie
be
it all
different
up.
parents that they're just going to be like that's what we look like when we were a little bit younger.
Well, from what I remember, I think the characters in the movies have different names. So
Oh,
I would like to think that if I was making up a logical, like, this is why this is like this situation, I would, I think I said it once to you before, but I would have it be like something along the lines of something happened and John had to go be put in like a foster home for a couple months.
mhm.
And it was somewhere somehow that Maddie fucked up something, whether it be
Yeah.
he like had him in the car and got drunk and left him in the car or some shit, or I don't know. Um but that's my thought on what you could do to have them be like, oh, because he does call them mom and dad in the movie.
Right.
So it could be like, oh, these are my mom and dad for the time being. And
Like last time you saw me.
like, yeah, yeah. And then Susan and Maddie are his real parents.
Right. Yeah,
Or or maybe no, I don't actually know because I was gonna say or maybe Maddie and Susan are his foster parents, but I'm pretty positive that they're not.
no.
I think it'd
And
be the other
I
way
wouldn't
around.
want that either. I've grown too attached to those parents, honestly.
Yeah.
Even
Um
Maddie being a piece of shit, I'm like, well, he's still a
yeah.
loving father.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting that this movie, like the two movies are obviously after Ted has become famous,
Uh-huh.
and so is the show. Like the
Right.
show, the one of the first lines in the show when goes to the high school in the first episode is him and John talking about doing drugs for the first time, and Ted was like, "Oh, I've never done drugs either." And John was like, "Really? Not even the whole time when you were famous?"
Mhm.
So it's very obvious that this is like, after that,
Right.
which makes me almost want to see that. Like maybe they'll do that in the animated show, maybe they won't. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, I'm upset that they're not doing any more of the live action show.
Me too.
But Seth MacFarlane did say that he's got content for it that would run for another 20 seasons or whatever he said.
Hmm.
So maybe they'll just do it in the animated. As long as it's all a cohesive story, that's all I care about. I want it to all be the same universe. I don't want it to be separated.
Right.
But, you know, we'll have to see. I don't even know when this thing is supposed to come out. I think it's probably gonna be another couple years.
Hmm.
I thought I saw some rumor saying that it was gonna come out later this year, but I really have no idea.
Right.
And who knows, uh, with Seth MacFarlane is a very busy guy, still doing American Dad and Family Guy, and now Fox ordered that uh Stewie show,
That's right. Stewie is getting his own show.
which I don't understand.
If I'm being honest with you, like the Stewie show should have happened a long time ago. And it really should have just been like a buddy cop thing with him and Brian, you know?
Yeah. Well, apparently
Like those were the best episodes.
the premise of it is him going to preschool
Yeah.
and what he gets into in preschool, which
Well,
I
yeah, I
think could
mean,
be interesting if they I wonder if they're gonna age him up a little bit. Like maybe not like 5 or 6 or anything, but maybe like how old did you say he is now? Probably like 2.
yeah. I mean, he should be 2 or 3, but I mean, the show's been calling him 1 years old since the fucking first season.
Yeah,
So
we
it's
even
like
saw his birthday.
that's right. That's right. That was his second birthday, huh?
Al Roker with the Hershey Kiss nipples.
The Man in White.
The man in white.
It's one of my favorite Family Guy episodes from the earlier seasons
I
too.
think that's only the second episode.
It's very very early on. I know that. Yeah, that culty girl that Meg starts hanging out with,
Yeah, the one with
and
the
that's
fucked
when
up eyes.
yeah, the fucking and then the cult leader comes back in. And he's like, "God damn it, it was too early."
Yeah, all the kids fucking drank the
Fucking
poison,
yeah, they fucking died.
drank the
Jim Jones to
Kool-Aid.
themselves. They Jim Jones the fuck out of themselves.
Yeah. Well,
Oh my god, yeah, those were good episodes for sure.
is there anything that you wish for from the Ted animated series?
Tying up loose ends from the show and the movie, I would say, but I mean, it's whatever Seth MacFarlane wants it to be, and if it's very similar to how Family Guy used to be, then I'd be fine with it because it. I mean, even in live action, we've already stated like it's very similar and
Oh yeah,
very
yeah. It's
Family Guy
basically
centric.
it's basically like the closest, like you said, the closest thing to a live action version of Family Guy we're ever gonna get.
Mhm.
Which I was
Because
thinking, what do you like? Could you imagine if they tried to pull off a one season live action version of Family Guy?
uh,
I
oof.
feel like it'd be terrible.
It would be terrible. I think it would be terrible. I think the only thing, realistically, you know what I wanted? You know
Hmm.
how we got the Simpsons movie and it was really, really good? I wanted something like that for Family Guy.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like Seth would have to help produce that one.
100%. And that's the thing, right? The first Simpsons movie came out in 2007. And I'm fairly certain, like there is rumors that the second Simpsons movie, sorry, I couldn't talk for a second. The second Simpsons movie might be the finale of the entire show.
I think it should be at this point.
It should be.
Dude, you know that your show is old when the fucking voice actress who plays Bart is old.
Yeah, and she's retiring. Like,
Yeah, like it's ran its course, dude. Fucking
isn't
nobody's
there
gonna
isn't
be
there one
mad.
original actor on there of the original family?
No,
And
I'm
it's
pretty
Homer,
sure.
right?
I'm pretty sure they're all still there.
No, Maggie was played by Elizabeth Taylor, and Elizabeth Taylor passed away, so she was
Oh.
not the original. Um, Bart's
Oh
original
yeah,
actress isn't there.
Maggie was voiced by Lindsay Lohan in a recent episode.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. She's talking now, isn't she?
No, I think it was just like a episode like jump forward in the future.
Oh, okay. Oh, one of the ones where they tease it being the last one. Like because
Maybe. I don't know.
every time they do a time jump, they're like they insinuate that it's the last episode, and then I'm like, oh, well, dang, that's kind of sad, but oh well, it's over. And then they're like, we're getting another season, and it's like, of course, it wasn't over.
I feel like it's
Like
just
I,
ran its course. It needs to end.
yeah, man, like it's done. Like I feel like
And I hate to say it, but I
um
feel the same way with Family Guy.
I no, I felt the same way about Family Guy for maybe. So what is it on season 24?
Past that, I think it's on 26, maybe even 27.
Yeah, I think it's on 27 actually. Um, two reasons why. Uh, I mean, the last time I like was watching episode to episode, I think it was like season 17 or something like that. And it was around that episode where Brian was dating that lady he thought was dying of cancer.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think that was the last time I like watched episode to episode, and that was like way after that episode came out. Like I think me and Malik binged the first few seasons of Family Guy, and then I started watching afterwards. Like anytime I would clean, I'd just turn it on, and then around that, like I mean, it was pretty unfunny by the time season 14 rolled around to me, but like around season 17, like it was just God, just stop, please. And now we're on season 27, and it's kind of like the. You remember the first thing I said to you? It kind of felt like everybody's like cadences were just off and different.
Yeah, because they're fucking old now.
Well, it's not even that they're old. It's just they sound the same. It's just they're talking different, and it's like I'm like, it feels like they phoned this episode in. Feels like they phoned that episode in. Okay, they sound normal here. Oh, there's another phoned in episode. It feels like nobody's really there to like.
Put effort into it.
Yeah, it's just money
Just
now,
fill
and that's
fill
fine.
their obligation to Fox.
Yeah, and you know, you said you would say like around season 12 was when like it like was like funny and then not being funny anymore.
I'd have to go back and rewatch because honestly, I get to a point where I know I stopped watching it, but I watched a lot of random stuff in between there. Like the last thing that I really remember, like I know I watched every episode of the season was whenever they had the Simpsons crossover.
That had to have been season 12 or 13. I know that.
And then dude, we watched that last episode with Stewie and Lois getting high, and the only reason I wanted to
I
watch
didn't
that,
think that was funny.
I didn't either. The only reason I wanted to watch it was because Fox hyped it up like it was like gonna be great, and it was
Yeah,
just
and they were like captioning all this and that. They're like, "Oh my god, she can finally understand Stewie." And it was like, "Yo, they can off and on understand Stewie all the time. I'm sick of that." Like I was sick of the fact that like I saw that for months and I was like, "Yo, they've all talked to Stewie at separate times."
yeah. Especially, I feel like especially Chris.
Yeah,
Like
Chris.
Chris has the whole episode where him and Stewie go missing in the forest, and they're just talking.
Oh yeah, that's the one where Chris was like saying a bunch of mean shit to him too. I remember that.
Yeah, I
Fucking Chris.
and you know
Might be
what?
honestly, he might be my least favorite character of the family.
I think personally with
Hey,
me, I uh I go and say that I don't dislike Family Guy. I love Family Guy,
yeah.
especially the older shit. But I really
Hmm.
feel like I like American Dad more. And
Thank you.
that's part of what scares me is that American Dad is doing the same shit. It's still going.
Yeah,
So
and
I'm
but
scared.
that's the thing. Have you noticed how good it still is?
No, I haven't. That's my point. I'm scared to see these newer episodes to see how different they are.
We honestly should go and watch American Dad at some point
Yeah.
because
I feel like
the
that
older
show
episodes.
is like to me way funnier than Family Guy ever was. I think the difference is the cutaways are missing for the most part.
Yeah, and honestly, that's cool with me because it really does set it apart from Family Guy's cutaway gag humor. Like,
Yeah.
um, because it's more straightforward, just an animated sitcom, and it's like, okay, I love the subtle origins behind American
Whoa.
Dad, like the fact. Yeah, you saw that.
Where the fuck did that rocket come from?
It's always been there.
Oh. But what were you saying?
Um,
Origins?
the origins of American Dad are really, really cool because it came around the time Family Guy was canceled the second time, I believe.
Yeah, like
Because they,
2005.
yeah, and it was a couple years after 9/11 happened, and they were pitching shows about like things that would be centered around like post 9/11, like scares and fear and propaganda and shit like that. And that's how American Dad was born because like Stan Smith is legitimately like, other than his CIA stuff, like he's legitimately like the stereotypical dad from that era.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, we have to stay alert for the terrorists. We have to, we like on alert for everything. The hippie daughter, the scrawny nerd son, the hot wife, and then you
Meanwhile,
got the
he has a
funny
fucking.
characters.
Meanwhile, he has a fucking alien and a talking fish in his house, and he's he fucking just
Yeah,
does not care.
yeah, and even those, the origins for them are funny. Like he saved Roger from no, Roger saved him from Area 51, so he owes him his life. And Klaus is stuck in a fucking fish body because they fucking trapped his fucking body in ice.
I thought it was that he was an Olympic skier and he had a head injury, and they swapped his brain with a fish.
Yeah, and they never swapped it back, and his body got trapped in ice while the fish brain was in it.
Oh,
Yeah, they have a small cutaway gag in one of the first episodes where they explain
do you
that.
remember when he what happens? There was like an episode where he gets back into a human body, but his head still
Oh, and
looks
he's
like
black.
Klaus. No, he
No.
wasn't black. He was a white
Oh,
guy.
no, no. Oh, well, I didn't. I don't remember that one, but I remember. No, yeah, I do remember that one where he had that. I think that was one of the. I think that was one of the James Bond parody episodes,
I
actually,
think he
Eric.
was. I felt like he was trying to. No, I remember. I'm remembering something else. I feel like he was trying to like seduce Francine in that episode.
That that was the one where he got switched into the body of a black guy.
Was it? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd
he
have
was
to
a
go back and watch.
like he was like he said something. He was like, I've never heard of a German black guy before, or something like that. And it was dude, that episode is one of my favorites because like he was like beating the shit out of Stan, and then Stan got the upper hand. They were all like fighting in a mall. And then Haley had this whole subplot where she was trying to like impress this fucking guy who was a protester to the mall because he was like anti like cutting down trees and shit like that, and he's like for the
Oh,
for the
oh
planet.
yeah. Is that the guy that was like the tree
In
person
the
and he
pot.
like
Yeah,
plant?
he was
Yeah,
in the
he
pot.
plants himself in a pot.
Yeah, he was in the pot. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And then
forgot about that.
she
That's
fucking
funny.
pushed him over. She fucking pushed him over and broke his pot at the end of the episode.
And he's like laying there shivering and crying. That's
He's
fucked up.
like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
So stupid.
And he was like scooping the soil back on himself.
Yeah. See, like if
That,
that's the route that the Ted animated show goes, where it's kind of like American Dad humor, I'd like that more. But I hate to say it, I feel like it's gonna be more like Family Guy, because
to be
in season 2 of the live action, they already had them doing cutaways.
uh-huh.
Not a lot,
I
but they had
and
them.
to be honest with you, I think that was to like ease in. I even said it when we were when they made the cutaway gag when we were watching the show. I said I think that's to ease into fucking getting into animation. And you said I still want a live action Family Guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. So when I say I want a live action Family Guy, I don't mean that I want. I want. I mean, obviously, I want
Bro, I know
everything
what
to
you
be
mean, man.
I want everything to be successful if it's good, but I just want them
Yeah,
to
like
attempt it. Like even if
you
it's a
want there to
one,
be an attempt at everything and to be successful, and I get
like
that.
even if it's like a one episode, like live action multiverse type deal
Mhm.
where Stewie fucks it up and they're like, oh, we're in live action now.
Or imagine like they fuck up and they go to the Tedverse.
I feel like I feel like so American Dad and Family Guy are already in the same universe. I feel like Ted is too, regardless. That's why I'm
You know
saying
what?
I feel like
Fair the fuck enough. They
that's why
probably are all in the same universe.
that's why I'm saying if they're all in the same universe, then the live action Family Guy and American Dad are already in there somewhere.
And technically, so is The Simpsons, which is ridiculous because of the crossover.
Yep.
And
All
it
right.
makes it even more solidified that the crossover was a Simpsons episode.
Yeah. All
And
right.
honestly, that makes it even cooler because the Family Guy thing of them being a Simpsons knockoff was such a butt joke for so long. And then they got the seal of approval by the Simpsons having them on their show.
Yep. All right. You got any final thoughts on Ted?
Um I have two thoughts. One, I will say I don't think it really had many flaws. I will say it's probably a 9.2 out of 10. The only really real gripes I have about it, um, and they're really small gripes, and it's just because it's a comedy show, and some things kind of are going to clash when they're in an emotional scene and they just kind of like break the ice with a really raunchy joke. It's funny as fuck, but it throws you out of the fucking scene at the same
Yeah,
time.
it kind of does.
And I don't think, and there's I think that only happens with live action. I don't think that would happen in animation, because if the same thing happened in animation, I don't think it clashes as much, because you can get away with more in animation. And I mean, you can emote as much in animation because you can draw emotion. But
Yeah.
when you're seeing it and then somebody just makes a fucking poop joke while somebody's literally dying, it's kind of like, oh well, I mean, I still feel sad, this person's literally dying.
Yeah, I get it.
But other than that, I think it's one of the best live action adaptations of kind of anything I've seen in a while, comedy wise, because Seth MacFarlane is a comedy genius. He's been doing this for 30 years. Um, it's good. I wish we could have gotten more, but I'm happy that we're getting an animated series.
Hey guys, just want to pop in and let you all know that the reason I stopped talking so abruptly was because I had a family emergency that I had to take care of right at that moment. I apologize for it. And as far as my final thoughts on the TED series goes, I personally loved it. Um, I think both seasons are very good, although I am more partial to the first, just kind of out of nostalgia. But I do think the second season all around is still very good, and I enjoyed the show as a whole. So, yeah, that's all for this episode from us. Thanks for watching or listening wherever you decide to consume this, I guess. And we'll see you soon. Bye bye.